Hey guys, this is Volatile42 again. After quite a long time, I don't even remember when my last vlog was. Well, my last video would have been the cool trip video, but that wasn't really a vlog. So yeah, back to you guys after a pretty long time with a vlog, and this one's gonna be about my new tires. So those of you who follow me on Facebook would know that I had to change both of my tires because they were both worn out pretty bad, and the rear was like almost completely gone. I mean, those steel threads or wires, I mean, those were not only starting to show, but at one point the wires had actually come off the tire, you know. So yeah, I really had to change that. And the front also, in the center, it was pretty flat, you know, almost at the point where it would also start showing the wires. So I changed that as well. It's a little unusual to be, you know, having both front and rear wear out to the point of requiring a change at the same time. But yeah, my rear, well, it's the first time I'm changing my front, and the second time I'm changing my rear. And the rear had initially, it was initially changed when I had a bad puncture, so it was a bit premature. So maybe because of that, somehow the timing matched this time around when both of them had to be changed at the same time. So how are the new tires doing? I mean, do you guys really notice new tires on your bike when you change them? Last time I changed my rear, it didn't seem that noticeable. A little in terms of grip, I'll come to that later. But one thing I've noticed with both front and rear new tires this time around, my bike is leaning into corners much more comfortably, or you know, it's more confidence inspiring for me to be leaning into corners. And that could be because, you know, the new tires are more rounded compared to, you know, worn out tires, which have a bit of a flat spot in the middle. And so when you roll into turns, it doesn't you know, roll as easily as new tires would, which are like, you know, uniformly rounded. So in terms of the grip, yeah, and like I said, I mean, in the corners it feels more comfortable and I feel more confident, but I'm not sure if it's because of the grip or the shape of the tires or both. Well, the front tire is the exact same make and model as last time, the Michelin, what's that, Scorcher? Yeah, Scorcher, which is the Harley co-branded tire for the Sportsters. And the rear, right now I have Michelin Pilot Streets, and earlier I had Metzelers. Which Metzelers? The what's the exact model number? I don't remember. The 5 series, not the 7, the 5 series. And those were pretty grippy, you know, like several times I tried like squealing my tires under power. That would never do that. And with these I've not tried yet, but yeah, those were really grippy. I mean, even under braking, even under hard braking, I never locked up my rear wheel with the Metzelers. With this one, once I had a tiny little lockup. And with the stock Michelin Scorchers, yeah, I have had some big rear wheel lockups earlier. And these are still new, haven't ridden them in all sorts of conditions to say how good the grip is. But the Messlers, I think, are the grippiest of them all. But hey, I mean, if you were following me on Facebook, you would know that I actually had to wait quite a bit for these tires. And yeah, the front tire is really hard to get and bloody expensive, because the only one I could find in the correct size were the Michelin Scorchers, and those are the Harley co-branded tires, so I could only get them from the Harley dealer. And man, were they expensive, really expensive. The rears luckily are the same size as many other common bikes in the Indian market, like the KTM Dukes. Not sure about the 200, but the 390 uses the same size, so fairly easily available and fairly inexpensive too. But the rear cost me around 5,000 something, which is a pretty good price. But for the front, my God, what would you think it would cost? 7,000, 10,000, 15,000? No, it cost me a bloody 19,000. Can you believe that? So, yeah, man, I mean, 19,000 for one tire, it's bloody steep. I don't know what options I have, and I could import them directly from the US, for example, and that would be even more expensive, fortunately. But ideally, it should not cost more than like 10 to 15,000, right? Of course, the good thing is that the front doesn't wear as much. I'll probably go through 2 rear tires by the time my front needs replacement. But still, I mean, I really need to have a plan for next time. So that's all I have for now, guys. Let me know what your experiences are with tires, especially if you ride something, you know, which has a bit of an odd size in the market that you live in, like my front tire. I think this Sportster Superlow is the only bike in the Indian market that uses this size, you know. So yeah, have you had any such experiences? Let me know. Alright then, bye guys, catch you next time.